Hello, hello, hello. I'm just waiting to see if anyone wants to join me for my Eclipse special. I am in Perth, Western Australia, and the full eclipse can be seen in Exmouth and a couple of spots, about 4 or 5 spots in Indonesia and Java. Um, that we're going to get about 60% of it here at its maximum. So it's already started moving. It's going to get a little bit darker. But the maximum full eclipse up in Exmouth will be at 11:30. So it's just after 11 o'clock here, and I thought I would do a special live. Hopefully, people will join me, but if you don't, that's fine as well. Um, yeah, I'm having a day off. I need a little bit of just rest and relax. So I thought, yeah, I'll do an eclipse special. So about 11:20 here is going to be the maximum. So in about 15, 16 minutes. Hi, Steve. It's going to be the maximum here in Perth before it starts moving around. We're going to get about, I estimate, looking from the simulations, about 60% of the maximum eclipse, so 60% of the sun. Hi, Karen Hardinge. And then at 11:30 our time, it will be Exmouth will get the full eclipse, like the whole thing. And it's, yeah. So, hi, Charlene Dean. So, I thought I would do a live eclipse special. As I said, I'm about 1,100 kilometres, maybe a little bit more south of Exmouth and a little bit west, but not too far west, east, sorry. And yeah, so I've been battling some health, so I would take a day off, have a rest, do something a little bit fun, and yeah. So so I took a leave day, and yeah. So it is still nice and bright and sunny, but it's going to be really, really interesting to see. Well, I don't know because you won't even be seeing it. The path is nowhere near the US or anything like that. But, having the sun's influence blocked, it just depends. So I thought I'd do a couple of card readings on keeping it just very much on what messages spirit might have for us from this eclipse. It is a natural event, but of course, when I the other day I posted a um, site where I did a bit of research on the eclipse, and it also had a reading that you could do for yourself from the eclipse. So I'll just repost the site. It's called labyrinthos.com. And yeah, so printed up a chat, and I had a bit of a chat the other day about what some of the legends and all that and what they thought, but also a lesson is that disaster cannot last and the natural order is always restored. And on that site too, if you wanted to print it up for yourself, there is a eclipse spread, the solar eclipse spread. So I thought I'd use that and see what message spirit has for us. okay, in general, worldwide, because I do believe that even though you're on the other side of the earth and you can't see the eclipse and all that, that its influence is still there. So now it just remains for me to decide what deck to use. Yeah. So how should the eclipse affect the world in general? So what I might do is get out the elemental cards, and first I'll draw a card on that, the elemental oracle, and just have a read. Just in general, what will this affect? How will this eclipse affect people in general? Now I'm only going till 11:30. Odd. It's just a short special, but thank you so much for joining me. So bushfires. Well, that might seem like, oh, devastation and all that, but bushfires also have and it's very appropriate with the Australian Aboriginal there, the Indigenous person. And they have a very cleansing effect. They cleanse away that which does not serve. It's also about fury. So it's saying that, look, extreme emotions, once engaged, are hard to put back in the container. Anger is a healthy emotion, yet fury is less necessary. Warlike emotions should be tempered unless survival requires it. Emotional intelligence is required at this time. So I feel like it's saying two things here. First, from the picture, and fires can be very cleansing. They can clear out a lot of stuff that is no longer useful. That is just cluttering up and causing problems. They allow new growth. So they can be very cleansing, but they can also attack with a fury, unlike very few things, only other natural events can attack with. So if the eclipse is telling us anything at this time in general, I feel it's be wary of highly emotional states and heightened anger in this time. If you are feeling it, or you feel like other people are feeling it, use your intellect and tamp down on these things. As I said, anger can be very good. It can be very healthy. It can be very cleansing. But if it turns into fury, fury is when there is no control and no care, no discrimination about what or who is hurt. So it's both a good card and a warning card. Heightened emotions can lead to many things, but especially tamp down those emotions that lead to anger and then fury. Temper it at anger. Do not allow things to get out of hand into fury. So, yeah, I hope you guys can hear me okay. Could you hear all that? Hi, Charlene Dean. Now, still trying to decide what cards to use to see what message the eclipse has for us. And I'm going to say this is general, global, not one specific person. The self here is the global community. Okay, so I'm just going to have a drink of water. Oh, now, what are the best cards? No idea what James's money box is doing out here. I'm going to use the lucid dreams deck. Okay, so the first card is on the bottom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sorry. 1, 2, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So how about I turn a light on? It won't feel the same, will it? So I'm not going to turn a light on, but the first card is the self. So of course I'm doing global reading here. So the global self. Hi, Tariana Vieri. Hi, Teresa Baltazar. Thank you for joining. This is my Eclipse live special. Going till 11:30 my time, because that is when the eclipse is at its fullest in Exmouth, where it's complete, totality. Here, the maximum is in about 5 minutes, where it's about 60% or something. I could pop out and take a photo if you like, but I think I'll just stay here. Hi, Grandma D. I do think a lot of people are going out and going to parks and all that to have a look, but you've got to be careful with eclipses. So I did take a couple of photos just before I came inside. Where did I put my phone? Oh, here it is. You see, this was about 10 to 11 or so. So what I think I'll pop out is we'll chat for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to pop out for a minute at 11:19, and I'm going to take a photo. So down here in Perth, where it says at 11:20 and 30 seconds AM is the maximum. We're going to get 70.75% coverage of the sun. Isn't that cool? 70% coverage of the sun. We'll block out all my nasty germs. I think the sun helps with nasty germs. And yeah, I'm at home for the interim. I have a hospital procedure next Friday, provided they don't cancel it again. I have to get all this cleared up. So I'm just taking a rest day today. The doctor won't clear me to go into the office, but I can work from home. But I'm taking today off for a rest. And I thought I'd do something fun as well. So in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to go out and grab a couple of photos of the sun. So I have to ask you guys to bear with me while I disappear for a couple of minutes. And what I'm doing is I'm not going to go up. Oh, yeah. What I'm going to be doing is I've got my camera around this way so that the lens is facing this way, and I'll be holding it up and just clap, 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 clap photos. And I'll be able to show you what it's like. And then we'll come in and I'll do a global reading using the solar eclipse spread. Okay. So the self being the global community. It is beautiful, isn't it? Hang on. I took a couple of other images before, but I didn't catch it all. That one was a bit closer. So I'll be going out and yeah. And yeah, I hope all you guys can hear me because I'm a bit husky. So, and thank you for joining me. Hi, Bosim. In just another minute, I am going to pop out the front. Here in Perth, we're getting 70% coverage of the sun by the moon, and it will be at its maximum here, and it will hit totality in Exmouth, which is 1,100 kilometres north of here, and a little bit to the west at 12:30. So I will still be here at 12:30, but I won't be outside, but I will be in here and I will be doing a reading to coincide, a global reading using the solar eclipse spread for the global community. Okay. Thank you. So I'm just going to pop out now and be back in a couple of minutes, okay? We're getting 70% coverage, bub. You come out. My readers are just, my subscribers are just waiting for a couple of minutes while I get a photo and stuff.
Oh my God. Oh, gone too fast.
Totality is up in Exmouth at 11:30.
What's happening? What? Look what?
Can we open the bedroom?
I won't go outside. I'm in the ducks. Don't look into the sun. Yeah, it's good. I'm pretty idea, all right. Yeah. What would you call it? Evening light? What do you call it? Freaky, isn't it? Right? Like a filter's been put on the midday light. Got it? Oh, it is weird, isn't it? Right? I've had enough. Did you get a picture? Oh, I'll pick up until you do it. Oh. I'll go sit out in the theatre row, Bob. Chris? Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? It's not like evening light. Yeah. Calm down. Remember, it only stays for a short period of time. Come show me. when you've got it.
Just have an interesting light, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Whitby might be getting a little bit. Where are you? Not going to ignore him. Am I Whitby? Yeah. You tell him. Not going to ignore. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh. Come here. Hey. Whitby's inside here. Oh, come here, Mummy. Okay. Now, it might not look like 70%. Hi, Patricia. But it's at 6:26, so there, that is the image. That's, I think, the best image I could get. And what I might do is maybe put that on the oh my goodness, that was tiring, on my comments page. Hi, Patricia. You can see the breathlessness and stuff that I'm dealing with this upper respiratory tract thing. I'm going in for an angiogram next Friday and a possible stent. So, yeah. Anyway, so in the next couple of minutes, while the moon is reaching totality, here the dogs are really. Whitby! You staying with Mummy? Yeah, the dogs are going off, even though it's only partial. So now I'm going to do a solar eclipse spread, which is 6 cards, and I'm going to apply to the whole global community. That is the self. The global community is the self here. What is our current situation? What do we have to address with this solar eclipse? And where along the cosmic balance are we living? And now we have a card flipped out, and it's the 2 of Swords. Okay? So this is the self, and this is difficult decisions. It's a time of difficult decisions and weighing up our options. Okay? There's doubt, there's inner conflict, and there's hidden information. It's like the saying, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Procrastination. If I often refer to this card as the tightrope card, where things could tip either way. Okay? Whitby, coming to mama? So that is the global community at the moment, where we are at. Okay? Where are we along the cosmic balance? Well, this card was not reversed. So that is good. This was an upright card. Okay? So it's not time to make a move. It's, in a way, maybe it would be better, but it's not the time to make a move. It's a time to basically weigh up the options. Now, the second card is the moon, or the unconscious strain that's going through the global community. So we're going to do that. The unconsciousness of the global community. Oh, that's all right, Charlene. Now, the moon, what's unconscious? And this is the Knight of Pentacles. Again, it's not reversed. This is a time to let your practical side reign. Remember what I was saying about the card I pulled earlier, the bushfire card? It's time to temper down those things that can cause fury. Be practical, be reliable, and be stoic. It might feel like things are just at a standstill, remembering that the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. But this is not it's the time to be pragmatic. It is the time to slow things down. Come here with me. And it is the time to work hard and slow and steady through the problems that are facing the world at the moment. Okay? The sun. So this is all unconsciously. This is what all is below the surface. We all know this. We all know things seem to be going slow, but we don't want to think about it, so we all push it down. It's like we all know that rushing into things at this time would be disastrous, but we don't want to acknowledge it, so we keep it in our unconscious. Now, the sun card is the conscious card, and that's what are the logical and practical issues of your situation. Okay, what must we address? Now, this is the Hanged Man, the gorgeous Hanged Man, but he is reversed. So this is saying, again, we all know this is the delays and the resistance and the indecisions and the standstills. And we are consciously thinking, we're all victims here. You know, there's a lot of victim mentality going on, and a lot of people don't want to make the sacrifices that are necessary to make, whether it's in taxes or whether it's in personal space or freedom, or, you know, and a lot of people are just deciding they're going to not be interested. Would be. Okay, so this is avoiding doing what you need to do. So of course, this is what must I address? Of course, it is we have to address that avoidance of doing what we need to do. I'm just going to give a little boy a quick treat. Come here with me. Come here, Bubba. You want to say hello? Oh, look at you. You've got yourself all tangled up in a yellow bag. Say, look at me, everyone, all tangled up in a yellow bag. Say hello. Oh, yes. Come here. Mummy's going to give you a treat. Come on. Yeah. Got a little bit uneasy when I was coming in, and I think he maybe the dogs were going off, but it's a beautiful aura out there at the moment. Come on. Bless them. They're so worth the time. Sorry about that. But, they are worth so much to our lives, aren't they? So anyway, we have to address this. People not wanting to do what has to be done. People not wanting to acknowledge that they've been wrong or that it's their time to go or other things like that. It all has to be addressed. And I'm not just talking about politicians and people who have been, there are a lot of us who just don't acknowledge that it's our time to do something for others. Okay? And this has to be addressed. Okay, card 4 is what can the global community leave? Or what can we, the global community, leave behind that is no longer of use for us? Okay. Well, it's 4 minutes past the time of totality. What can we leave behind? Now, this is the 8 of Cups. And it's reversed. So fully learning from the past, returning home, aimlessness, staying in a bad situation, avoidance and fear of change. Well, a lot of people refuse to fully learn from the past. Okay, they refuse those lessons. But I feel like this is not, of course, not everything there applies. In this instance, it is the staying in a bad situation and avoiding things and fear of change. That's keeping people where they are when they really have to just get rid of all those things. The global community, the aimlessness. It's the fear of change and the avoidance, I feel, is the biggest things here. And those people who are staying in a bad situation, not because there's no way out, but because they're doing it for their own gain. Some people might know they're in a bad situation, but they're not, but the bad situation isn't necessarily affecting them as it is affecting the people around them. And that's why they stay. Very selfish, So that sort of thinking has to be left behind, and that fear of change. And in some cases, the fear of change is a fear of not so much of change, but that change might lead to a loss of power. And that's why they fear change. Now, card 5, and this is the card 5 position on here. You can see where it's 5. Okay, and this is what can you begin? What new paths can we start as a global community from here on out? Here we've got the Queen of Wands, but it's reversed. So this new path isn't about going down the demanding or the lack of self-worth or the dramatic or the deceit, the vengeful, the jealousness, opposition, selfishness and all that. This new path is a path that challenges all those negative aspects that we as a global community can have no no lack of worth, no feeling that is the global community worth, putting up with, or uh, we have to go down a path that takes us away from the drama, from deceit, from vengefulness, anger, from opposition, and from selfishness. We have to take us down a path that is away from those things. Okay? Because if this is where we are very highly dominated as a community, I hate to say it, but we are. These are the things that are highly dominating us as a community, whether it's a country or individuals. These are the things we have to start carving a new path away from. So, the last card, the number 6 card, is at the very top. And it's the way forward. Sun and moon, past and future. What can guide me towards growing from this experience? What can guide the global community towards growing from this experience? It's a beautiful softness to the light out there at the moment. So the last card, the way forward card. We've got the 3 of Cups. It's reversed. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be independence. It can be third-party situations. It's got scandal, gossip, over-partying, no support, solitude, being forced to conform, or a lack of time for others. The way forward is to be independent. The way forward is also to address lack of support. Not worry about scandal and gossip. Okay? The way forward is to be aware of third-party situations. We don't necessarily have to interfere as a country or a community, but being aware of them is also a really important part. Okay? And not trying to force people to conform. Compromise rather than forced conforming. Okay, and it's also, the last thing here is a lack of time for others. What we have to do is to make time for others. So again, it's all about the last 3 cards. It's all about moving away from or leaving behind negative aspects. Hi, Jezza. In order to move forward as a global community. So that is my reading on the solar eclipse and the message for the global community. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's something a little bit different, and I really enjoyed doing it. I am going to sign off now. Okay. I am very, very tired. I do have a headache happening. Hi, Human Generic. If you've come in at this last few minutes, that's fine. Thank you for joining me. I did a oracle card. If you go back to the start, I put an oracle card on what the general message is for the global community of this solar eclipse, because even though it's not visible to anybody over in the US, I do still very much feel that the influences of these things are felt worldwide. And then I went out and I took a couple of photos, not very good ones, but a couple of photos. Hi, chat. Of it at the maximum here. Now, we had 70% coverage. I think the best photo is this one. So I don't know which is the best angle for you to see that from? Probably that. And we got 70% coverage. Thank you, Sean Miller. Hello. Thank you so much for that. That is very much appreciated. I went out and I took that photo at its maximum. And, well, maybe not. Hang on. I think that one might have been just a little bit past the maximum. Where? I feel this one was probably at the maximum. We got 70% coverage of the sun here in Perth. That might not seem like 70%, but it was. And in Perth in Western Australia. And then I did a solar eclipse spread, which you can find. I put a link up to a wonderful site, Labyrinthos, and it has information on eclipses and stuff. And had a solar eclipse spread. So I did a solar eclipse spread on the whole global community. So the self in this case was the global community. Yeah, I will be back at work tomorrow. I'll be working from home until I have my procedure. Then, yeah, hopefully I'll be back at work in the office soon after that. But my doctor said I have to be assessed after the procedure first. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciated it. And please, everyone, take care. And I will be back Saturday morning for my usual Saturday. And we'll be looking at all things interesting then. Once again, thank you, my darlings, for joining me. This was not impromptu, but I thought, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it until I actually did. So thank you again for joining me. It's about 12, a little bit after 12, and that 12:46 that the partial eclipse ends here. So then it'll be completely finished. But thank you for joining me. I'm going to go and have a bit of a rest now and soak in some of this beautiful energy. There's just a beautiful energy here in Perth at the moment, and a beautiful light from this partial eclipse. So thank you so much. I love you all. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay loving, and above all, stay laughing, my darlings. Hi, Melinda. You just joined me. If you watch this on replay, you'll see that's all been about the eclipse and the global community. So thank you so much, and I love you all, and bye-bye.